A hunter like that deserves to pass on his genes. It is an undisputed fact in the galactic dominion that humans are strange. Dangerous, yes, but strange above all else. To underestimate them, however, is folly, something the mighty Lyric warrior caste would learn firsthand. The forest teemed with life, a biome of claws, fangs, and death that made most sentients shudder. For Kavora, it was home. She was of the Lyric, an apex species revered for their combat prowess and honed instinct. Standing over 8 feet tall, sinew and muscle rippled beneath her smooth obsidian hide, adorned in traditional hunting leathers. Her 4 eyes scanned the dense foliage as her breathing remained calm. Each twitch of her mandibles tasted the air. A worthy prey lurked here, a human. Humans, or Terrans, as they were formerly called, had been new additions to the Dominion. Soft, unimposing bipeds from a backwater blue planet. Or so everyone assumed. That was until the first Dominion campaigns against Earth had ended in disaster. The Terrans fought back, brutally, relentlessly, and most impressively, they learned. Now, they were equal parts allies and mysteries. Few outside the Terran colonies had hunted alongside a human, and Kavora intended to join that exclusive rank. For a Lyric warrior, hunting with a worthy peer was the highest honor, and this human had earned his place. The hunter. Rumors spoke of him, a Terran so deadly that entire starships whispered his name in reverence. Though Kavora had first dismissed the tales as exaggeration, the evidence piled too high to ignore. One Hivian warlord allegedly lost an arm while dueling him. Another spoke of his ability to take down a Vrnak, a behemoth beast that could crush an armored carrier. Kavora had to see him for herself. And now she did. From her perch atop an ancient tree, her 4 eyes fixated on the human below. He was smaller than she'd expected, just under 2 meters, wrapped in primitive cloth and dull armor. He carried no plasma rifle, no graviton net, only an archaic longbow and blades strapped across his chest. Yet his every movement was precise. Silent. He was a ghost within the green. How can a creature so small feel so vast? Kavora thought. Her mandibles clicked in curiosity. She felt herself on edge, a primal excitement stirring within her. This was the dance of apex predators, a game of life and death where honor and skill would shine. The hunt had stretched on for hours. Kavora followed silently, yet the human remained always a step ahead, as though he knew she was there. Each trap he laid was a masterstroke of understanding the terrain. She narrowly avoided a camouflage pit of spikes, only to later find a hanging snare that could have snapped her neck had she moved too carelessly. By the 5th hour, her pride began to waver. How could a being lacking fangs, claws, or exoskeletal protection command such dominance? She caught glimpses of him, a silhouette in the mist, the flash of his pale face, as he turned ever so slightly. And those eyes, those 2, tiny eyes burned with a focus she'd never seen. I am the predator, Kavora thought. Yet every moment she stalked him, she felt more and more like the prey. Finally it happened. Kavora sprang from the underbrush, roaring triumphantly, a sound that had paralyzed beasts twice her size. Her claws extended as she lunged toward the human. But he was ready. He spun on his heel, the ancient longbow already raised. A blur of motion. Kavora barely saw it coming. Thwack! An arrow embedded itself mere inches from her face, plunging so deep into a tree trunk that the wood splintered. The human was upon her in the next instant, a dagger pressed gently against her armored neck. Kavora froze. Her hearts pounded in unison. The human said nothing. Up close, he was almost unremarkable, scarred, yes, but with soft flesh and pale skin. Yet the cold fire in his gaze froze her in place. Then, He did the unthinkable. He grinned. Not bad, he said in the strange Terran tongue, voice smooth and deep. He stepped back, lowering his blade. He is sparing me? Kavora's mind reeled. Her mandibles clicked in shock, then awe. Human, she said finally, struggling for words. You fight like a spirit of the eternal hunt. The human tilted his head, clearly amused. I get that a lot, he replied, wiping his dagger clean on his sleeve. You weren't half bad yourself. But next time, don't step on dry leaves. Kavora's 4 eyes widened in embarrassment. Dry leaves. Such a simple error. The human turned to leave, but she called after him. Wait! Kavora straightened, towering above him. Hunter, she hesitated, humbled for the first time in decades. A hunter like that deserves to pass on his genes. The human blinked, visibly taken aback. Excuse me? Kavora's voice grew firmer. You have proven yourself worthy. Join me. Share your lineage with the Alaric. She pounded her chest with a clawed hand, a gesture of utmost respect. Your bloodline must endure. The human's face turned a shade of red, a reaction Kavora found perplexing. I'm flattered, really, he stammered, scratching the back of his neck. But I don't think that's how it works where I'm from. Kavora's mandibles clicked thoughtfully. Strange. Do humans not honor great hunters? We do, just not like that, he muttered. Thanks, though. I'll take it as a compliment. Kavora watched as he disappeared into the forest, his form vanishing like mist on the wind. For the first time in her life, she found herself bewildered, but deeply impressed. The human had bested her. He had taught her, and most importantly, he had honored her with his skill. A slow smile spread across her mandibles. A worthy hunter indeed, she murmured to herself. His genes must endure, even if he does not yet see it. As the mist swallowed the forest whole, Kavora turned back to the hunt, heart burning with a newfound respect, and a renewed desire to one day claim a human as her peer the eternal hunt had gifted her arrival.